Ladies and gentlemen, life is not easy, and it never promised us smooth roads or skies without storms. We all face struggles, pain, loss, fear, and uncertainty. But in the middle of these storms, there is a strength greater than anything this world can throw at us. Maybe today you're facing a battle no one else sees. Maybe you're carrying a burden so heavy that you feel like you can't take another step. Maybe you've been knocked down so many times that you've started to believe you'll never rise again. But let me tell you something, there is hope. You can stand strong, not because of your own strength, but because there is a power that lifts the weary, a peace that calms the storm, and a love that never lets go. Life can often feel like a lonely journey. There are moments when the weight of the world seems to rest on our shoulders, when the burdens we carry feel too heavy to bear. In these times, it's easy to believe that no one understands, that no one sees our pain, that no one truly cares. The silence of the night can amplify our worries, and the storms of life can make us feel abandoned. But the truth is, no matter how alone we may feel, we are never truly alone. Even in the darkest valleys, there is a presence that walks with us. When friends fail, when family doesn't understand, when the world seems indifferent, there is still a source of strength that never leaves us. People may come and go, but the one who truly watches over us never turns away. Every tear that falls, every sigh of exhaustion, every unspoken fear is known. We may not always feel it, but that presence is as real as the air we breathe. Loneliness is not just the absence of people, it is the feeling that no one cares, that we are forgotten. Yet time and time again, life has shown that in our most desperate moments, help appears in unexpected ways. A kind word from a stranger, a message at just the right time, an overwhelming peace in the middle of the storm. These are reminders that we are being watched over. There is an unseen hand guiding our steps, leading us through the chaos, even when we do not recognize it. Sometimes our battles make us withdraw. We isolate ourselves, believing that no one will understand our struggles. The pain feels too personal, the wounds too deep. But the reality is, even when we shut everyone out, we are still seen. There is a love that reaches through the barriers we put up, a love that refuses to let us go. It whispers in the silence. It calls us back from despair. It reminds us that no night is so dark that the light cannot break through. It's in our weakest moments that we often experience the greatest proof that we are not alone. The strength to take one more step, the courage to face another day, the sudden burst of hope. When everything seemed lost, these are not coincidences. These are reminders that we are held, even when we feel like falling apart. The storms of life may rage, but they do not have the power to separate us from the love and care that surrounds us. Life's toughest battles are not meant to be fought alone. No matter what you are facing, no matter how abandoned you may feel, you are never truly alone. There is always a presence beside you, a strength within you, and a purpose ahead of you. Even when the world seems silent, you are seen. Even when no one else understands, you are known. Even when you feel forgotten, you are deeply loved. Hope is one of the most powerful forces in life. It is the light that shines in the darkness, the strength that keeps us moving forward when everything around us seems to be falling apart. Without hope, even the strongest people can feel defeated. It is easy to stand firm when life is going well, but when trials come, when dreams shatter, when pain becomes unbearable, hope is what makes the difference between giving up and pressing on. Hope is not just a wish or a vague desire for things to improve. It is a deep, unshakable belief that no matter how bad things seem, a better day is coming. There are times when hope feels like the hardest thing to hold on to. Life has a way of testing our endurance, throwing challenges at us that seem impossible to overcome. In those moments, it is tempting to let despair take over, to believe that our struggles will never end. But hope reminds us that no storm lasts forever. Just as the night eventually gives way to the morning, our trials will also pass. Every hardship, no matter how overwhelming, is temporary. Even when the path ahead is unclear, hope tells us to take one more step, to believe that something good is waiting beyond the pain. Hope does not mean ignoring reality. It does not mean pretending that everything is fine when it is not. Instead, hope is about facing reality with courage, knowing that even in the midst of suffering, there is a reason to keep going. It is the quiet voice that whispers in our hearts, telling us that we are not defeated, that we are stronger than we think, that there is a purpose behind our struggles. Hope allows us to endure pain with the knowledge that it is shaping us into something greater. It gives us the patience to wait for the breakthrough, the resilience to stand firm when everything inside us wants to give up. Sometimes hope comes from remembering past victories. We have all faced difficult moments before, times when we thought we wouldn't make it through, but we did. The same strength that carried us then will carry us now. Other times, hope is found in the people around us, those who encourage us, who remind us of our worth, who refuse to let us fall into despair. Hope can be found in a kind word, in a small act of love, in the unexpected blessings that appear when we need them most. No matter how heavy the burden, hope gives us the power to rise again. It fuels our faith, strengthens our hearts, and keeps our eyes fixed on what is ahead. It is a promise that we are not forgotten, that there is still more to our story. Even when life feels unbearable, hope keeps us believing, keeps us fighting, keeps us moving forward. It is the anchor that holds us steady in the storm, reminding us that brighter days are ahead and that we are never without the strength to reach them. Truth is unchanging. It does not shift with emotions, opinions, or circumstances. In a world full of uncertainties, where people's beliefs change like the wind, and where what is celebrated today is condemned tomorrow, truth remains steady. It is the foundation upon which a strong life is built, the anchor that holds firm when everything else is shaken. Without truth, life becomes unstable, like a house built on sand, unable to withstand the storms that inevitably come. But when you stand on truth, you are unmovable, no matter how fierce the winds may blow. There will always be pressures to compromise, to conform to what is popular rather than what is right. The world offers temporary comforts and half-truths, convincing people to accept what is easy rather than what is true. But those who build their lives on what is temporary will always find themselves disappointed. When hard times come, when the illusions of this world fade, only the truth will remain. Standing on truth may not always be the easiest path, but it is the only one that leads to real peace and lasting strength. The greatest battles in life are often fought in the mind. Doubts creep in, lies take root, and confusion tries to cloud our judgment. In these moments, holding on to truth is the difference between victory and defeat. Truth is a light that cuts through the darkness of fear, uncertainty, and deception. It exposes what is false and reveals what is real. When you are grounded in truth, you do not have to fear the storms of life because your foundation is secure. People may try to redefine truth, shaping it to fit their desires, but real truth does not bend to human will. It stands firm, unshaken by trends or circumstances. It is the same yesterday and forever. Those who trust in truth will not be easily swayed by the voices of the world. They will not be deceived by empty promises or led astray by temporary pleasures. Instead, they will walk with clarity, with purpose, and with confidence, knowing that their path is built on something solid and eternal. Standing on truth requires courage. It means choosing what is right even when it is unpopular. It means holding firm even when others ridicule or reject you. But in the end, truth always prevails. Lies may seem powerful for a time, but they eventually crumble. The strength of a person's character is tested in moments of difficulty, and those who hold to truth will stand tall when others fall. Truth brings freedom. It removes the burdens of doubt, fear, and deception, replacing them with peace, security, and clarity. When you build your life on truth, you are not easily shaken by the ups and downs of life. No matter how fierce the storm, no matter how strong the opposition, truth will always stand. And when you stand on truth, you will stand strong, unshaken, and unwavering, no matter what comes your way. Pain is one of the greatest teachers in life. It has a way of shaping us, refining us, and revealing the strength we never knew we had. No one escapes hardship. Everyone at some point faces struggles that shake them to their core. Whether it's loss, failure, betrayal, or suffering, pain is a part of the human experience. But pain does not have to be the end of the story. What seems like destruction can actually be transformation. What feels like the deepest wound can become the greatest source of purpose. The key is not to run from pain, but to allow it to shape something meaningful. Every challenge in life carries the potential to create something greater. The people who inspire others the most are often those who have walked through fire and emerged stronger. They have faced heartbreak and still chosen to love, suffered loss and still found gratitude, fallen down and still chosen to rise. Their pain did not destroy them, it refined them. They did not let their suffering make them bitter, they let it make them better. Instead of being defined by what happened to them, they used it to define their purpose. It is easy to see pain as a punishment or as something meaningless, but every trial carries a lesson. Hardships teach patience, compassion, and resilience. They force people to grow in ways they never would have if life had been easy. Those who have suffered deeply often develop a deeper understanding of others, a greater appreciation for life, and a stronger sense of purpose. They take what they have been through and use it to uplift those who are going through similar struggles. Some of the greatest movements, charities, and acts of kindness in history have come from people who turned their pain into purpose. Those who have been hungry start organizations to feed the poor. Those who have lost loved ones become a source of comfort to others in grief. Those who have battled illness become advocates for healing. And connects by allowing them to turn the personal suffering into a source of strength for others. Pain also brings clarity. In moments of suffering, people often realize what truly matters. It strips away distractions, forcing them to focus on what is essential. It teaches them that success is not about wealth, status, or comfort, but about making a difference in the lives of others. Pain can be a guide leading people away from what is temporary and toward what is eternal. No one asks for pain, but when it comes, it can be used for something greater. It can either break a person or build them into someone stronger than before. The choice is always there to be defeated by suffering or to rise above it. When pain is given a purpose, it no longer feels like a burden. It becomes a tool, a source of motivation, and a reminder that even in the darkest moments, something beautiful can be born from struggle. Life has a way of pulling people into the moment, making them focus on immediate struggles, temporary disappointments, and passing hardships. When difficulties arise, it is easy to become overwhelmed, to feel trapped in circumstances that seem never-ending. But no matter how difficult things get, there is always a bigger picture, one that extends beyond the current moment, beyond temporary setbacks, and beyond what can be seen and understood right now. Keeping the bigger picture in mind is what allows people to move forward with faith, knowing that their struggles are only a small part of a much greater story. Every challenge, every hardship, every painful experience is just one chapter in a much larger book. When a person is in the middle of suffering, it can feel like the end of the story. But time reveals that what seemed unbearable in one moment was actually leading to something greater. The difficult days, the painful lessons, the moments of doubt, all of these shape a person's journey, preparing them for the purpose ahead. Looking at life from a wider perspective helps to understand that trials are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones to something greater. People often make the mistake of focusing too much on what is temporary. They chase after things that do not last, worrying about things that will not matter years from now. Disappointments come when expectations are not met, when things do not go according to plan, when dreams take longer than expected. But those who keep the bigger picture in mind understand that setbacks are not the end, they are simply detours leading to a better destination. They refuse to let temporary struggles shake their confidence because they know that everything happening now is part of a greater plan. Perspective changes everything. When people focus only on their immediate struggles, they feel trapped and discouraged. But when they step back and look at life as a whole, they begin to see that every challenge serves a purpose. Hard times build strength. Failure brings wisdom. Waiting develops patience. The bigger picture reminds them that struggles are not pointless. They are shaping them for something far beyond what they can see in the present moment. There are moments in life when nothing seems to make sense, when pain and confusion cloud judgment. It is in these moments that remembering the bigger picture is most important. Just as a puzzle piece may seem insignificant on its own, but fits perfectly into a masterpiece. Every experience, both good and bad, has a place in the greater plan. The most difficult seasons of life often lead to the most meaningful growth. When viewed from the right perspective, even struggles become opportunities, and even losses can lead to unexpected blessings. No one can see the full picture while they are in the middle of their journey, but trusting that there is a greater purpose allows them to keep moving forward. It brings hope in the darkest times, strength in the hardest battles, and confidence that in the end, everything will come together exactly as it was meant to be. Life is a battle. It is filled with challenges, obstacles, and moments that test every ounce of strength. No one walks through life without facing difficulties. At times, it may feel like the weight of the world is too much to bear, like every step forward is met with resistance, like the struggles never seem to end. But the key to victory is simple: never stop fighting. No matter how hard the heart gets, no matter how many times you fall, the moment you choose to keep going is the moment you refuse to be defeated. There will always be reasons to give up. There will be moments when failure seems certain, when the pain is too much, when the odds are stacked against you. The voices of doubt may whisper that you are not strong enough, smart enough, not capable enough. But those who win in life are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who rise every single time they do. Strength is not measured by how many times a person stumbles, but by how many times they refuse to stay down. Every great success story is built on perseverance. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who had an easy path. They are the ones who faced adversity head-on and kept pushing forward. They failed, they struggled, they suffered setbacks, but they never stopped fighting. They understood that the difference between success and failure is not talent, luck, or circumstances. Is the decision to keep going when everything inside says to quit. The battle is not just physical, it is mental. Fear, doubt, and discouragement are some of the toughest enemies. They whisper lies, making people believe that they are not enough, that their dreams are too far out of reach, that their struggles are too big to overcome. But the truth is, the mind is one of the most powerful weapons. Those who control their thoughts, who choose to focus on hope rather than fear, who remind themselves of their strength rather than their weaknesses, are the ones who come out victorious. The fight is not just for personal success. It is for those who are watching, for those who are inspired by the struggle, for those who need to see someone else win so they can believe it is possible for themselves. Every battle fought is not just for one person, it is for every person who will come after. For every heart that will find strength in the story of someone who refused to quit. Pain is temporary, but victory lasts forever. The moments of struggle, no matter how intense, will pain. What remains is the legacy of perseverance, the proof that no battle is too big for the one who refuses to stop fighting. Strength is not found in comfort, but in endurance. The only way to truly lose is to give up. But for those who stand, who fight, who push forward, no matter what comes their way, victory is already written in their story. No matter how fierce the storm, how deep the pain, or how heavy the burden, you have the strength to endure. The battles of life are not meant to break you, but to shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. When the road gets tough, stand firm in truth, hold on to hope, and never stop fighting. Pain may visit, but it does not define you. Struggles may test you, but they cannot defeat you. Remember, you are never alone, and every challenge you face is preparing you for something greater. Keep pressing forward, keep believing, and keep standing strong, because victory belongs to those who refuse to give up.